This month's portfolio update is going to be a little different. Today, I'm going to share my top 5 dividend stocks by current value. This includes my investment thesis, cost basis, dividend yield, and where I think it will go from here. But don't worry, I'll still give you an update on my entire portfolio's performance and all my recent buys. So let's roll the intro. My name is Zach, and you should leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. Before we start the analysis, I'd like to let you know that you can join a community Discord server and gain access to a spreadsheet showing my full portfolio if you support the channel over on Patreon. Link in the description. Future perks are currently in development, more news on that later. With that said, let's dive into the numbers. Since May 2020, I've gone from $32,929 to $55,282 invested. My current dividend yield on cost is 4.7%, and my compounded yield, which takes in the effect of reinvested dividends, is 4.89%. My portfolio yield has been decreasing for months since I've been focusing on investing in some long-term, high-quality dividend growth companies, which tend to have a lower starting dividend yield. The differential between the dividend yield and compounded dividend yield increased to 0.19%. This stat acts as a measurement of the snowball effect from dividend reinvestment. In this next chart, you can see how the value of my dividend portfolio has changed over time. My current value is $71,580.39. This has continued to rise over the past few months, and it's now a 29.48% return on dollars invested. However, value is volatile, and the main goal of this portfolio is to build a source of growing dividend income. In this next chart, you can see my earned dividends to date. In April, I earned $175.08 in dividend income, which is a significant increase from January. January was the last comparable month since dividends typically come in quarterly cycles. Notable payments included $55.21 from MO, $45.02 from FRT, and $37.62 from KMB. Based on that, this brings my 3-month rolling average of dividend income to $218.75. I'm going to continue investing heavily, so this number will likely continue increasing. Also, I got 4 dividend raises since my last update. Apple increased by 7.3%, Chevron by 3.8%, J&J by 4.9%, and PepsiCo by 5.1%. So even if I don't invest, my dividends are still growing as the companies increase their dividend payouts over time. Here you can see my cost allocation by sector. Consumer defensive is my largest at 27.5%, followed by communication services at 19.2%, and energy at 16.9%. Technology has continued growing and is now my 4th largest sector at 10.5%. If you've been following my channel, then you know this is something I've been focusing on since many of the highest quality companies are in this sector. Since the last update, I've invested a total of $4,325.24. I bought 45 shares of Kroger at an average cost of $36.23. I just posted my long-awaited stock review on the company and explained the logic behind this purchase in heavy detail. I will continue investing in KR as the price goes down. I bought 6 shares of Kimberly-Clark at an average cost of $129.79, giving it a 3.51% starting dividend yield. I made a super in-depth review on this company, and it's grown into one of my larger positions. Finally, I bought 3 companies which I try to dollar cost average into every month. I bought 5 shares of Disney at an average cost of $182.92. I bought 3 shares of Microsoft at an average cost of $248.40, which gives it a 0.9% starting dividend yield. I bought 2 shares of Apple at an average cost of $128.13, giving it a 0.69% starting dividend yield. Apple and Microsoft just had blowout quarters with incredible earnings. In my view, they are clearly the 2 best companies on earth. They both pay dividends, which will grow at high rates for decades to come. They both buy back shares consistently, and most importantly, are internal compounding machines that consistently grow their earnings over time. Apple and Microsoft represent exactly what I look for in an investment, and I wish the price would drop so I could load up. I made stock reviews on both these in the past. Alright, let's get to the topic of the day, my top 5 dividend stocks by current value. Now this is different from what I think are the top quality stocks. Instead, this represents companies which I found to be at a great value over the last year and went heavy on. Number 1 is ExxonMobil at a current value of $8,566.10. My initial investment is $5,645.81, which puts me at a 51.7% total return thus far. I have 144.72 total shares at an average cost of $40.91, giving me an 8.5% starting dividend yield. I have already started to take in massive dividend payments, shown by the $124.12 I received in March. I've reinvested these dividends to acquire more shares. 6.72 of my total shares result from this process. This reinvestment has brought my compounded dividend yield to 8.92%. So I'm receiving nearly a 9% return on initial investment every year through dividends alone. This will only continue to increase as I reinvest dividends and as ExxonMobil increases their dividend payout over time. Overall, I'd say this is by far the best investment in the short history of this channel. I locked in a reliable and incredibly high starting dividend yield and have potential to see massive capital gains over the next few years. The price of oil will likely continue to rise for the foreseeable future, which will be highly profitable for the company. The return from this investment is only just beginning to realize. Number 2 on the list is AT&T at a current value of $7,308.71. My initial investment is $6,212.01, which puts me at a 17.6% total return thus far. I have 228.25 total shares at an average cost of $28.49, giving me a 7.3% starting dividend yield. Similar to Exxon, this is already printing out dividends, and I received $116.78 on May 3rd. Through dividend reinvestment, I've already gained 10.25 new shares of AT&T, bringing my compounded dividend yield to 7.64%. This will continue to increase through dividend reinvestment and dividend raises. This investment into AT&T is just in the beginning phases of returns. Not only will it continue to give a reliable and growing return on initial investment through dividends, but it has the potential to see significant capital gains. The stock is still lowly valued, and I think their focus on streaming through HBO Max has the potential to create growth down the line. I recently made a stock review on the company where I explained my full position. Number 3 on the list is Disney at a current value of $5,729.77. My initial investment is $4,225.14, which puts me at a 35.6% total return so far. I have 31.09 total shares at an average cost of $136.29. Disney has suspended their dividends since early 2020 because of the theme park and movie theater closures. This represents a significant portion of their income lost. However, I expect once this is all open and firing at full cylinder, which will be sometime this year, they will bring the dividend back. Overall, my investment in Disney is very long-term focused. I view them as the highest quality entertainment company and think that Disney Plus has the potential to overtake Netflix as the largest streaming service. In a year and a half, Disney Plus already has over 100 million subscribers. This is just the beginning too. Disney Plus and their other streaming services, Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Star, allow for a highly scalable and reliable source of recurring revenue. This is all going to be growing on top of Disney's existing business, which was already reliably profitable. They know how to monetize media better than anyone. Disney is going to be a cash-generating machine over the coming decades. I'm expecting a consistently growing dividend coupled with share buybacks. My current strategy is to dollar cost average into the company every month and buy heavily if there is ever a significant price drop. I made a previous stock review on the company if you want to check that out. Number 4 on the list is Kimberly-Clark at a current value of $5,695.19. My initial investment is $5,490.96, which puts me at a 3.7% total return. The return isn't really relevant yet since this is one of my newer investments. I have 42.27 total shares at an average cost of $130.73, giving me a 3.48% starting dividend yield. I made made an incredibly in-depth stock review on the company where I lay out my investing thesis. In short, it has a strong portfolio of consumer brands through Kleenex, Huggies, Cottonelle, Scott, etc. I see most of the growth potential through expanding internationally, but they should also look to expand margins over time on domestic products. They are a pretty boring company with reliable earnings. I expect consistent dividend growth and share repurchases. Currently, they are seeing their stock fall due to concerns over commodity inflation. This is a real short-term concern, which I addressed in a 4-part tweet. Perhaps another reason you should follow me on Twitter. Overall, I'll only be buying Kimberly-Clark if it's at a good value. Number 5 on the list is Federal Realty Investment Trust at a current value of $4,829.43. My initial investment is $3,165.51, which puts me at a 52.5% total return thus far. I have 42.9 total shares of FRT at an average cost of $77.20, giving me a 5.49% starting dividend yield. I have earned 1.9 shares through dividend reinvestment, which gives me a compounded yield of 5.74%. The company is one of the highest quality REITs and has been growing their dividend for over 52 years. I've made 2 videos on the company in the past. They invest and develop high quality shopping centers, which are often outdoor and experience focused. They try to focus on areas with growing populations that are highly educated with large incomes. I bought a bunch of this company during the height of the economic shutdown, shown by my low cost basis. I'm not looking to add any more to this position as I don't see the price dropping, so I'm just going to let it ride. So those are my current top 5 dividend stocks: ExxonMobil, AT&T, Disney, Kimberly-Clark, and FRT. If you want to see my full portfolio, then support the channel over on Patreon so you can get access to the spreadsheet, plus a community Discord server where we chat about dividend investing. Thank you for watching Dividend Data. I'd greatly appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you follow me on Twitter, link in the description, you can get real-time updates on my buys and dividends coming in. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Dividend Data. Please leave a comment below, and thank you for watching.